Hey there, this is Alicia Avant. I'm a virtual assistant and I'm also a virtual assistant coach, helping aspiring, newbie, and struggling virtual assistants to have a more profitable virtual assistant business. I want to welcome you to this video where we're talking about what will help you to set and achieve your goals. I want to share with you some of the resources that will help you to set and achieve your goals, but I also want to share with you a couple of other things that you can do in your life and business to better set and achieve your goals. So, here's the first thing. We're going to talk about some resources, and I have these here with me. It's 3 resources that I used this year to help me to set and achieve my goals. And these 3 resources are super simple. The first resource is the book, The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Moran. And I read this book early on in the year. I'll admit I did not read it at the beginning of the year. I really struggled last year with setting my goals, and I learned a lot through reading this book and started really on the goal setting journey a little late in the year for once in my life. But this has really changed the way that I set goals and the way that I track them and other things like that. So that's why I want to highly recommend this book. The second piece or resource that I have and that I use this year is just a simple notebook. So here's my notebook. I have written a bunch of different names of books that I was using and studies that I was doing on this book. I actually was able to track and record my thoughts and quotes and things like that from 3 different books that I read this past year. One was Doing Business with God. The second one was The 12-Week Year, the book I just showed you. And the third one was called Launch by Jeff Walker. And so all 3 were great books, great for business. And I just simply recorded notes as I read along. I am a nerd when it comes to reading books, and I absolutely love to take notes while I'm reading a book, especially if it is a nonfiction book where it is teaching you something. And those are the kinds of books that I read most often anyhow. And so these were 3 different books that I read, and I took notes along with it. And that has helped me so very much. And it helps you to not only read the book and stay focused, but it also, and this is where your goals come into play, it helps you to read the book, stay focused on the book, and then as you could go back and read your notes, you can see where you can apply the book to your life and how you can set goals related to what you read. So that's why it's super important to write things down. Plus, this is just a tidbit, you actually remember things more if you physically write them down. So I tend to, in any situation that I want to remember something, I tend to grab a notebook and a pen and write it down. So resource number 2 is just a simple notebook, spiral notebook that you can use to take notes. And the third resource is, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a folder, but some place for you to track your goals for the year. And you'll notice, or you'll know later on as I share this with you, that you're not going to just track a yearly goal, you're going to break it down. And so someplace to track that is a great way to, number 1, break down your goals, and number 2, to track them in a more measurable and easier to understand manner. So I actually would, each time that I set goals, and just a tidbit about the 12-week year, the 12-week year encourages you to set goals based on every 12 weeks rather than on the entire year or 52 weeks of the year at once. So what you would do is you would set goals for a 12-week time period, then you would work on those goals during that 12-week time period, and you would set a new set of goals for the next 12 weeks. So obviously you would not really be looking at goals in a larger standpoint where in the next 12 months I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You would be looking at goals from a much smaller perspective. In the next 12 weeks I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And you would have your goals, and the 12-week year encourages you to do 3 to 5 goals. at the, as the max, and you would break those down into what he calls tactics, and you would determine those tactics or kind of action steps that you would take in order to achieve those particular goals. And then you would track them and you would see, did you complete the tactics that you need to in order to achieve your goals during that 12 weeks? You would track it every week, and then you would determine what percentage of the tactics did you accomplish each week in a manner in which you could achieve your goals. And so that's just the basic, that's like the ABCs of this book, but obviously there's so much more to it. But that's the breakdown of how I have applied it to my life this year. And I have done actually 3 12-week segments that I was able to do this year, and it has truly changed the way that I set my goals, and has also helped me to see how the 12-week concept is makes it much more doable for you. It helps you to feel like you have those wins in your life, rather than looking at a goal from a huge perspective and thinking, oh, I have all the time in the world to set my goal, or to try to work towards my goal. And you notice that you blink, and the goal that you set in January, you've turned around, you've blinked, it's July, and you haven't done anything towards achieving that goal. And that's where having a goal set for a large span of time can be discouraging sometimes. And that's why I like the concept of the 12-week year. So number one, what will help you to set and achieve your goals this year? Number one is these resources. So I had these 3 resources that I used this year and that I wanted to share with you. And then I have 2 more things that I believe would help you to set and achieve your goals. Those other 2 things are a plan and accountability. And obviously, if you read the 12-week year and you utilize these other resources, then you will absolutely, without a doubt, have a plan in place that you can use to achieve your goals. And you want a written plan that you can refer to each day, and that's why I say a notebook or something to track your goals is a great way to do that. You always want to have it written out. You want to have it close to you, in proximity of where you work or where you spend most of your time, so that you can look at it on a regular basis. So have a written plan. And then thirdly, you will want to have accountability. With the 12-week year concept, it encourages you to have a group of people that you would share your goals with, who would hold you accountable. So we called our group a WHAM group, which is a weekly accountability meeting, is what WHAM stood for, W-A-M, weekly accountability meeting. And in our group, we would meet weekly to share what we were able to achieve, what we needed to improve upon, and to share the percentage of tactics we were able to accomplish each week. And this has set us up for success, because obviously it makes a difference when you know that you're going to have to share with someone else what you've done in the week, and it just sort of helps to get you, boost your ability to get things done, because you're thinking in your mind, I have to report back to this group of people, and they are going to be looking for my answers and to know what I achieved this week. So it really does help. And those are the 3 things that I realized has helped me this year, and I hope will help you this coming year to set and achieve your goals. And that is to have those resources in place, to have a plan in place, and to find accountability. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe. This is a new channel. I am excited about it and about sharing things with you that have helped me as a business owner over the years, and is continuing to help me grow my business and make it more and more profitable. So I hope you'll come back for the next video and watch me again. Thanks for watching.